Hey, this is CJ Couch. Welcome to Couch Talk.
Couch. C.
I tried to do this intro like 9 times.
Ow.
I can't do it. This is going to be the 10th time is the charm, baby.
Keep spelling, mister.
C-O-U-C-H.
Correct.
I am the smartest man alive!
All right, everybody, here we go. It is Wednesday, December the 26th, 2018, episode number 292 of Couch Talk, baby. And it's a Couch Talk Christmas. It's a Couch Talk holiday. Mikie Mayo is back. He has been on the show. This is his 3rd time, maybe his 4th. We even had a podcast together. It was called Long Distance Relationship. He is in Philadelphia. I am here in Jacksonville, Florida. He is from Jacksonville, Florida. He moved to Philly to chase his dreams. He went to college, art school shit. This motherfucker means art. He is art. He is walking art. Mikie Mayo is so fucking cool. I love him so much. And I love that for the rest of forever, every Christmas, Mikie Mayo's coming back. This is 2 years in a row. We got at least another 30. Me and Mikie both are making it to at least 50, so you're going to get at least, another 30 of these episodes, maybe another 24, worst comes to worst. But I love everything about this Christmas episode. We did a smoke break in the middle of it. That's also available on YouTube and at patreon.com/CJ Couch Talk, where you can also support the show if you would like to in terms of financial help. And you can follow me on Instagram. It is at CJ Couch Talk. Shout out to Zach. He has been helping out a lot with that. He's created some posts. He's been following people, liking shit. I don't know if he's been following people, but he's been liking shit. We've been just getting a bunch of profile visits. I couldn't be asking for more. Thank you very much, Zach, for that. Also, thank you very much, Bluff God, for creating this intro instrumental, the word that I came up with last episode. And shout out once again to Mikie for being such a great guest. And shout out to you. I keep saying shout out for, but shout out to you for listening. And without further ado, let's just hop into episode 292, a Couch Talk Christmas, the 2nd annual Mikie Mayo and CJ Christmas, baby. Alrighty, everybody, here we go. It is, actually, I don't know, it's Wednesday, isn't it? It is Wednesday, December the 26th, 2018, episode 292 of Couch Talk. And I have a man who's been on the show twice before, and we are making the trifecta. It's the Holy Trinity. It is Mikie Mayo. Hello, sir. How are you?
Dude, I'm good. How are you doing?
Right, come here.
Oh, yeah.
Say it again.
I'm so good.
Now those levels are so good.
Yeah, you gotta give the mic a big kiss.
I love having you here. You got your Duval shirt on.
Yeah, dude. It's good to be home.
We got a lot of new listeners, thank God.
Oh,
you
shit.
haven't been on in probably not a year. Not a year. It was
a year.
You haven't been, dude.
Yes,
you know what?
It's actually literally been a year from today.
Like legit. Yeah. Okay, so
Like-
Christmas with Mikey's the new thing.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
Every
officially
Christmas,
2 years now, so we're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
But let these people know who you are, what you do, how you are here, basically.
All right. My name's Mikie. Mikie Mayo. I'm originally from Jacksonville. I live up in Philadelphia and I make music.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
So what got you to Philly?
College. So like I was in high school. I went to Douglas Anderson, so I was in like the arts and shit, and I was like a theater major, and I just really wanted to get out of Jacksonville. And I wasn't very good at acting at the time, but I figured out I was good at directing. But there's not a lot of good like undergrad programs for theater directing. So
it seems like that's the hardest thing to like become. Would be
there was
high level director.
There was 4 schools that like had undergrad because it's mostly a master's kind of thing. And I got into 2.
Nice.
And one was in New York, and it kind of reminded me way too much of high school, and I was like, I'm not going here.
What about that reminded you of high school?
There was like this thing. So there's this thing called like Unifieds, where there's
Keep talking. I left my drink right behind you.
Yeah. So there's this thing called Unifieds, where basically all the main arts colleges come together so that you can like audition and interview all in the same place instead of having to travel a bunch of places.
Okay.
And I did my audition, interview, whatever the fuck thing for this place called Marymount Manhattan. And the person who was auditioning me reminded me deeply of this teacher I hated in high school. There was just like this vibe about him.
What did the teacher do to you that made you hate them in high school?
It was just like a huge like power dynamic thing, and that's like always something like I didn't like about certain kinds of teachers is that like when they try to rock you with this like power dynamic instead of just trying to like, you know, a lot of people I feel like they learn how to teach and they're like, this is the one way that I teach, and I'm only going to do this way, and I'm not going to try to access it any other way for somebody. And teachers like that just rub me the wrong way.
Dude, so you said you're a substitute teacher now.
Yeah, I'm a substitute teacher.
We'll get into that right after I tell you this.
Yeah.
There was this guy in elementary school. First of all, how old are the kids you're substituting for?
It's all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask questions. But so this guy, Mr. fucking Fussell. Mr. Fussell, he used to be like a fire department chief or something. It might have been police, something, you know what I mean? This was elementary school, dude. He came in there and was like, you did not want him. Like when he showed up, it was like you knew that today was gonna suck, dude. You weren't allowed to talk, you weren't allowed to do anything. He had all this work and stuff. Like it was the hardest day of school every time he came in there, and everyone was like, fuck that dude. Like I'm talking about him, 15, 20 years later on the podcast, literally.
That's like that resentment's that deep.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
like,
it's like, why are they like that? Like there is that generational gap thing, but it's such a weird thing, this whole like how it's changed from basically you need to beat your kids to like you can't even spank your kid.
Yeah, it's super different now.
Really quick it changed.
Yeah, I can't even like touch kids.
Oh,
like,
fuck no.
If they're like fighting, I have to like pick up the phone and call the office.
Oh my god. Have you had a fight happen?
Oh, dude, fights almost
Really?
like every day. It's Philly, so like it's like a really
Philly fighting, dude.
Rough school district. It's like
That's
super
crazy.
fucked up out there.
What's the worst thing you've seen happen? That's a weird question.
Maybe not the worst, but like the strangest was I had a second grade class where these kids were just,
This is already dark.
yeah, where these kids couldn't stop like fighting. I'm not like talking about like play fighting, like silly fighting, like really just trying to beat
What
the
were
shit
they
out of
like?
each other.
What,
They just
like
like
fists?
it's all about being
Okay, thank God there
like
wasn't like
holding each other
scissors.
down, fighting, and I would pick up the phone and call the office. The police officer would come in and like fucking like not like rough them up, but like,
graders.
yeah, this like the school police officer would come in and be like, "Yo, you need to fucking
Get your
stop
shit
it."
straight.
Yeah, basically, like he would curse at them. It didn't matter. Like this dude could do whatever the fuck he wants. He's a cop, and
Can
like,
he?
basically that's what it's
seems so.
that's what the
Yeah,
vibe. Like
that's what you think.
it was just like super intense, and I had to do that 3 times in a 45-minute period
What?
because they wouldn't stop fighting. And these are like second graders, dude.
So
Like that's wild. Like we weren't that fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
not in second grade, dude.
Like second graders, dude.
What's like the worst? Like I have specifically one day in my high school career that I remember. Like, man, that teacher. I feel very bad for
They
her.
dealt with a lot of shit.
Like, do you have something like that? Do you have a memory?
For substitute teachers or just
Just in
teachers
general. Substitute teachers do get pretty shitted on.
I feel like for me specifically, like I don't know if I did anything specifically to teachers. I would just not.
Yeah, just the class in general.
Like I feel like kids just do the same old dumb shit. You know, I don't know if there's like a specific day, but I do remember my friend, like one of my friends, Robin, really liked to just like fuck with everybody.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, you know that one friend that's just like, I'm gonna test every limit.
It's fucked up, dude.
For no good reason,
it's so funny.
you know? Yeah, exactly.
It's so fucked up, but it's so funny, dude.
Yeah, but I was more like the kid that like just like to skip school, so I just wouldn't go,
Yeah,
or
okay.
I'd show up late, and that's all I really did. I just didn't want to be there, but I wasn't about to like make them feel bad for like whatever
Yeah.
they were doing. I was just trying to like skate by and get out.
In my like sophomore year, we had a Spanish teacher who was like young and pretty hot, and then she got pregnant within, the first month of school. For sure, within the first 9 weeks. So she, but it's not that she got pregnant. She, she got
The
to the point where
pregnancy got
right. She
intense,
couldn't.
yeah.
She couldn't keep teaching. So this lady shows up. She had just retired the year previously and was at a private school. I just don't want to say what it is.
Yeah.
In a private school here that she had taught her entire fucking career at. That's all she knows, and it was Spanish class. So she's just this white woman, you know what I mean? She's not like Isn't
that weird?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Yeah. So she shows up, and like we had, it was one of those things where it was like, pregnant teachers out now. We have substitute teacher for 1 week, substitute teacher. It's just random, you know? And then she shows up and was just so like pretentious and like a typical like patchouli eating white person, if you will.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That sounds so terrible.
Just to make a joke. So basically, no one respects her. Things are horrible. This class was so bad that me and my friend Travis would get drunk. Like,
oh yeah,
because you know, this is when I had her third period, which was the period of, and I had B lunch. So I go to fucking her class for 30 minutes, then we go to lunch for 30 minutes, then we're there for an hour. So at lunch, we would fill up, we would steal it from our parents, like an entire Zephyr Hills little water bottle.
Dude,
you know?
that was the move.
Split it 50-50 and like a Dr. Pepper and fucking be wasted, dude. And we were like the best behaved kids in the class. Legit, dude. People were horrible in there. One kid was like texting on his phone, and she's like, I remember her too. She's like, Jordan, give me your phone. You know, and she'd already been there for like 2-3 months. She finished out the fucking year. It was incredible. She
Good for her, I guess.
Yo, dude.
Like,
she what I'm about to tell you, I can't believe she did it. So, and it's not this one, but he like puts his phone under his like dick basically, you know, and she tells him to stand up, and he's like, no, I have a boner. Like shit like that was like so normal. Like the disrespect just. So
dude,
one day she's doing vocab words. There's this little tiny, pretty sexy tiny little girl, Kaylee, who was like so mean, you know, like so fucking mean. And Miss McKenna is now writing all the vocab words, so her back is to us. She balls up a piece of paper and throws it at her. All right. And this is after like Miss McKenna talked about how we were her worst class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she would, one kid, so Manners an outside school, there's breezeways and stuff. I promise on everything. Another day she was doing vocab words, her back's to us. He snuck out the fucking window, and like doors are always locked, you know? He sneaks out the window, disappears, and then just comes back and like knocks on the door, and she's like, Roger. And he was Mexican. I actually worked with him at Michael's. He was Mexican,
God.
and he was like, the way you're teaching like Spanish is not like real. Like this is not the proper way and stuff. So they had like this weird relationship. So like he's just at the door and it's locked, and she's like, Roger. So Kaylee throws the ball at him, you know, like she's fucking turns around, she goes, oh, like I'll never forget it. So this is the meanest thing I did to her though. So that happened. She turns around, she goes, who did that? And she just knew it was Kaylee. And she's like, I can't believe you would do that, you know. And Kaylee's like not fessing up to it, you know. She literally said, I didn't do it, you cross-eyed bitch. And then Miss McKenna starts crying.
oh my God.
Yes. And she's like, and this is, I was so wasted. And my friend Travis, he like spurred it on. He said it first, but she goes, I'm calling security. And Travis goes, call the police. And I was like, call the Marines. And then people were like, call the Air Force, call the Coast Guard. You know what I mean? And like, it was that.
At least
know?
that's clever.
It was funny, but like, have you had like a, I don't know, like a rebellion or anything?
Yeah, no, in like class.
Yeah.
The very first day, I just didn't know what was going on. And,
Take me through your first day.
Oh,
dude.
dude,
That's
damn.
so funny. My first
Dude.
day as a substitute teacher.
Dude,
That should
so-
be a fucking vlog, dude.
Dude, it was terrible.
Oh my God.
It got better, but the very first fucking class was just like,
How old were they?
they were middle schoolers. Middle schoolers
Oh my
suck,
God, dude. That's horrible.
But all these kids, like,
They're like throwing you to the sharks. They're like, it's the first time,
I
middle
just
school.
like, well, I thought it was an elementary school, but all the elementary schools are also middle schools, and
Okay.
I was like subbing for like a music teacher that had just quit.
Oh, okay.
So it was just
yeah.
like, so I just walked in, and all these kids are just walking in and out of the classroom. It's just so many of them.
Oh my God,
To
dude.
the point where like the office just comes over the intercom and they're just like, all of you need to go back to class, because it was just like, it must have been like 10 kids,
Holy
dude,
shit,
that all
yeah.
like just coming in and out, and it was just like, I don't know, like in my mind I'm like, fuck, I hope I don't get fired my first day, you know. but they're all just like, yeah, no, those kids are fucking animals. Like basically, like that's what like, the office just says. They're just like they're all just like chilled out, and then like
they're degenerates. It's fine.
You know, after getting past that like first class where it's like worst case scenario, everything started to chill like the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like the next class was just like, oh, you're just doing. I was chilling with like a special ed class, so everyone's just watching shit on their computers.
That'd be hilarious if they rebelled against you, dude.
No,
what would
dude.
you do?
Nah, dude. Dude, the great thing about special ed classrooms is they're smaller, so there's less kids, and then there's usually support there. So then it's all of a sudden like you're not like just one random person. There's still someone who's always there. So they really don't get that kind of same ground to try to fuck with you.
How does it work, dude? Like, how do you know you're gonna sub that day? Like, do you get a schedule?
There's like
Is there like an agent for substitute teachers?
there's a website
Okay.
where they just post the jobs, and you can just like.
Wouldn't that be hilarious though if you were like an agent for all these subs? Like you called schools every day and you're like, you got any openings? Like I got Mikie Mayo. Like
I think that's what they do. I'm just like, yo, it's the internet's already there. I don't need a fucking. Like, they call my phone, and I think the thing is there's so many old people out there that just, like, need someone to give them a call and be like, we need a sub.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, there's, like, literally a job board where I could just click accept, and then I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's not that deep.
Dude,
Like,
it would just be so fucking funny to have an agent who, like, called schools for you and, like, you gave him 10% and he was just, like, grinding his way through. How does, like, I don't need specifics, but, like, how the hell does that pay? Like,
Dude.
how does that work?
Dude, way better than you would think because it's
I don't
Philly,
doubt that.
because it's Philly. It's like I mean it's like public knowledge, but it's like 126 a day.
So how did you get
and
into
then,
this?
like if you work there for like 21 days after, like if it's like the same job, like say you got the pregnant teacher and you just take a long-term assignment, then it's like 200 a day
Nice.
for just like not really that much work. It's just just like really like classroom management and like just like that's it, and sometimes teaching depending on what's going on. But what was the question?
I don't know, but have you considered School of Rocking it?
Dude, it's kind of interesting you say that because like I've subbed a couple music classes.
Yeah, it's like the first thing
and
you
like,
did.
Yeah, and like I've done probably like 2 music classes and 1 art class and then a couple special ed classes. And
I remember my question, but go ahead.
yeah, I would like it would be tight to take a long-term music assignment and just do some wild fun shit with the kids.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Fucking at least make a video. You know, use all those kids to make a sick ass music video.
It's illegal though.
I know, I'm kidding,
I
I'm
wish
kidding.
I know, but like if that was possible, I would do it. But
Dude,
that's
yeah,
so
for sure.
illegal. Like,
My question was, how did you get like into substitute teaching?
so like
Like, can I do that?
do you have a college degree?
No,
You might be able to do it with a diploma. I don't know. You might have to just.
I have a diploma.
You might be able to do it with a diploma. I don't know. I know I get paid more because I have a college degree.
Nice.
So
Well, then probably. I
yeah,
could do it.
yeah. So basically, I was doing this after school program, which I just finished. Where I was working with high schoolers and it was tight. It was actually at this school called Overbrook High School, which is where Will Smith and like Wilt Chamberlain went and shit.
Oh shit.
It's not a nice school, but
still.
it's got that history and
Yeah.
shit. And I was like kind of starting to close in on like what the fuck I wanted to do. And like I was like inching closer and closer to taking this like fucking sales job at like this company that my dad works for. And then like I got through like
consume
2
your life, right?
Yeah, I was trying to really like think about like, damn, I need to like make a decision about like a career. It's like I'm inching towards like, you can't just like work at a coffee shop. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you got to make some real money.
Yeah.
And I just like I've done a lot of like little kind of like after school programs and like in school stuff and like but never full on teacher. So it's just like fuck it. I'm just going to take a leap on this and start doing substitute teaching and do it like not shitty. You know, because so many people just like there's so many people who do it because they're retired.
Would you ever want to be a teacher?
Yeah, that's what
Really?
I'm getting to is like I'm doing this to like get some experience in the classroom and also pay my bills.
Yeah.
But like be able to move forward and get my certification and become a teacher. Yeah.
So you just got done with Tyler and Dylan traveling around. How fun was that?
Dude, it was fun. Like it was a light tour. It wasn't like
Yeah, it's all
super
fucking
but it's
something.
fun. It's like it's nice to like be able to like
You have fucking 10,000 followers on Instagram. Nice.
yeah, shouts out to I Come Up, which is
What's
a
that?
it's a marketing
Nice
agency
We'll talk
kind
about
of
it
thing.
off
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, thanks Blake.
I literally am going to like not end this early, but I want to end this so we can hang out after this.
Yeah.
So, what else do you want to say before we finish this thing? No, I'm just playing around. Before we wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
No,
that was quick.
But I do want to do like a smoke break. Obviously, not like a smoke break, but I just want to smoke a cig with you.
Yeah, no, I can smoke a cigarette with you.
And I want to talk about that too. But go ahead.
What were we talking about?
Dylan, Tyler. Dude,
tour.
How about this?
Smoke break and then
No. I'm sober.
Yeah,
You're sober.
yeah.
How much better am I at like remembering things we?
Dude, it's like we actually get to the answer to the question as opposed to like just veering off and
Right.
being like, we're never gonna answer this
Exactly.
question.
So,
like,
Tyler, Dylan,
yeah,
light tour.
dude, it's fun because like, it's cool to be able to like, you start to realize that people never get to that point
Exactly.
where it's like, I saw a friend of mine come into town who was doing his first tour ever, and he'd been doing music a lot longer than I have. And it was like, it made me realize like, oh, I've already done a tour before.
Yeah.
And this is like my second tour. And like, we broke even, which is super tight.
That's
That's
huge.
like really hard
That's
to do.
insane. People
So-
don't understand that. That's a problem. People don't understand.
Yeah, like to break even is crazy.
Most people are losing like $600.
Yeah, people are like are losing like real fucking money
Yeah,
on
yeah.
tour, and to like be able to be like, okay, we
Yeah.
made like $2
Yeah.
like at the end.
Yeah.
And
you bought
like
yourself a pack of sunflower seeds and
yeah,
a
yeah,
fucking
just
little can of
like
Coke.
yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was cool though because like, we got to the cool thing about doing like a short tour and like doing it regionally is you get to meet a lot of people that are connected in those areas.
Yes.
So even if you don't have like a super amazing show with an amazing turnout, you're now like that person who owns that venue is like, yo, I really like you guys and
Yeah.
I want y'all to come back.
And they can help
And we're going to make
spread the
sure that
word.
we get people to come to this show. So that's
Yeah.
always good. It's like sometimes like there's no such thing as a bad show.
Mm-hmm.
Like the worst show had a lot of people at it. Not a lot of people, but like a good amount of people for
Mm-hmm.
like a small show, which was like a show we played in Westchester.
Oh, cool.
And it was like, what sucked about it was like, there was just these kids like coming to see this band that was like had been basically broken up for a year, and they were just playing their last show or whatever.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
just like a bunch of kids that don't really care about music, just watching their friends, and there's just no energy. They're just so
Yeah.
like dead on the
Yeah.
inside, and that even for their friend's band, you know what I'm saying? Like we're opening up, and like they're just like standing there. Like I have this one song where it's like a fun sing along, and like everyone's just not fucking having it, And then like on like the inverse end, like the Philly show was like super fun, like. And like I got to curate that, and that's what
Yeah.
I really,
How do you determine your set and everything?
my set.
And then go through like I just want to go through everything, how a show works.
Well, show you gotta.
How do you book a show?
Okay, how you book a show? So for me, what you gotta do is you gotta go through some like back end shit, like where you try to figure out. So let's say there's a couple different ways. There's posting on like a DIY tour page on
I didn't know they had that.
on like Facebook, where there's like kind of like people like promoters and bookers that'll help you.
Okay.
Sometimes there's pages set up where they just have like a list of emails for those venues. Sometimes you're just friends with someone on Facebook that happens to all of a sudden work for that place, and there's websites, and it's all just basically like emailing or like DMing and reaching out and just being like, yo, is there anything available for this date? And a lot for every
Being
like
proactive.
yeah, for like every 10 you get one.
That's
That's like the best way I could put it.
That's with everything, dude.
Yeah, and like sometimes it's like a promoter and they like book the rest of the show and you don't have to worry about everything. And sometimes it's like, yo, it's just a venue and they're like, you need to book the openers and like,
Okay, so how do you go about doing that? Let's say it's you're going to a city that you don't know anyone in and they want
Yeah.
you to fill it. How does that fucking work?
you pray that you're using a promoter that has like
yeah.
other people. But what I do is if I know anybody that lives out there, I ask them who some good acts are out there.
Nice.
post on a DIY page, you know, looking for artists.
Then listen and figure it out.
And sometimes if my friends do play music and they're out there, I usually just have them open.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did in New York, and in New Jersey, that's what Tyler did because he had.
Oh yeah, I was talking to Tyler about that actually.
So it's like a lot of it's like just like reaching in every direction, and that's how you make it work. I got to start booking like way more in advance though, because we did this over like a 3-month period, and you should do it over like a 6-month. But
yeah, I mean it's just hard to figure everything out though, because like you're living life too. You know what I mean? It's like you got to do all this stuff, and you're like, what's next?
You got to just like chip away, like super small.
And congratulations, you got sober. That's huge. Yeah, that inspired me to get sober. Yeah, dude, think about it. It's cool.
Dude, yeah, getting clean is tight.
Pound it.
Dude, yeah, you already know, man. It's good. Life's good.
So I like this. Let's talk, because you are in like the program. You're doing the AA style. You got a sponsor.
Well, I'm not gonna say what program I'm in.
Okay,
because,
I get it already.
Because like, yeah, you're not supposed to like say what program I'm in, but like I work at like a 12-step program.
Right.
And like you know, life's good.
Yes. Okay. So, what do you suggest for people who are like, I'm addicted to something? I'm addicted to you.
Okay, so like, here's like the hard thing about all that shit, right?
The hardest.
So it's like, you gotta ask yourself, like, are you willing to do the shit to help you get clean, or are you like, because like, here's the thing, some people like have their like bottoms and shit, or whatever. Like I've seen a lot of people like relapse. I've seen a lot of people die. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people never get clean, and
Andy Dick.
Yeah, Andy Dick. The big thing is like, yo, if you want it, just go to any fucking 12-step meeting, like whether it's like, you know, AA, NACA, CMA, like there's a bunch of different ones. And like if you don't like that one, go to a different one and like just like find that shit. I mean, like the stuff that works for me, like one of the hugest things is like, yo, like you don't have to do it by yourself. Like people are willing to help you.
Yeah, and they want to.
They want to help you.
Yeah.
And like I think one of like the profound realizations is like, if you can just not get high like today.
Yeah.
Just today. Like if you don't get high today, you don't have to worry about tomorrow. You're just worrying about like making it to midnight.
There's just so many bonuses,
dude. Like that's the thing, is like my life has like progressively gotten better in like the past like a little bit over 11 months and shit. And
I got sick presents for people. Like I didn't have to like,
dude,
be like, fuck, what do I do?
Yeah, it's like you don't just feel like a complete scumbag all the time.
Like, literally though, like it was so one of the like. This is if you're addicted to something. I know that like it feels really good to get high, you know, like obviously.
Dude, that's why we.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's like let's not pretend that it's not like fun to get high.
Yeah,
like
there's a reason
you know,
people do it. But I swear to fucking God, it feels so much better to like be able to buy shit and then not be worried about it. Like to be able to get everything you need and then still be able to be content. And if you want to, like, I got a last minute gift and I spent like $70 because I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never would have been able to do that. This is the first Christmas basically of my adult life that I've been able to actually get everyone a present. And right now, like, I'm getting my dad like a golf getaway. Like I'm balling out.
That's
you know
a really nice gift.
Yeah, he gets me awesome gifts all the time. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's so worth it.
Yeah, like for me,
you know, it's crazy. With a clear mind.
Yeah,
it's so obvious.
Like for me, it's like two really huge things. Like the one thing is like, my life is now not dictated by how do I fucking find the next one. And like, cause like I don't have to land in Jacksonville and be like figuring out who I need to fucking cop from. We can just like I can just hang out with my family.
Right. Like I left
shit.
Like me and you did shit all day. If we were like trying to get high and stuff, like we would not be podcasting right now.
No, we would just
We'd have another hour at least before we started.
Yeah, we would just be fucking
trying to find shit
and like upset about it.
Yeah,
you know, that we don't have it yet, and
you finally get it. Now you're waiting for an hour and a half.
Yeah, and it's
all this bullshit.
Yeah, it's like my life is not dictated by other people's time anymore, and that's really tight.
Yes.
And then there's this like
my room's Room's clean.
it's like, it's wild because like the last time I was on here, literally the last time I was on here,
Yeah.
I was like, we went through like the 12 steps and shit, and I just talked all this mad shit about it. And then like a month later, I'm in rehab, and like the step work and shit, now that I have a better like perception of like what that shit means, because it's like, it's written for like a fucking person who dropped out of elementary school to be able to understand it. So like the God shit and all that stuff, it's not
It's
not necessarily
it's a higher
that.
power.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the way I've been living and like through doing that work and shit, it's like I just feel good all the time. Like, you know, I still have bad days and shit.
Of course,
like,
yeah.
but like compared to like how I was living and like wanting to die all the time and shit, and just feeling super empty and angry all the time,
Resentful
and sad.
of like yourself.
Dude, everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
Just like feeling all sorts of like fucked up. To not feel that way today is so fucking beautiful, because it's just like, wow, I didn't feel this comfortable when I was like not doing drugs before I picked up drugs for the first time. You know what I mean? Like I still felt that emptiness.
You hadn't like cleaned yourself out.
Yeah, like,
You know,
now
you
it's like
haven't
I'm
said
not
everything, and
like I still feel voids and shit. Like
course.
I've like put on like probably like over 40 pounds like since getting clean. Like
maybe it's because you were wearing a big jacket last time. But I was literally gonna say you don't look like you've gained weight, which is a surprise because
it was just the Big Jags jacket.
It must have been, yeah.
But like, yeah, and it's okay. Like I'm
I would
not.
tell you it would be funny.
Yeah, I don't
But I
really
honestly
give a
didn't
shit.
think that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really give a shit.
I wish I thought that, because it would have been funny to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, you got sober, but you got fat." But I swear I didn't think that. So
Yeah,
guess
no, I mean
fun
it's
paying
pretty
attention.
normal. And then like money, like
the best.
Like I just like, money is such a drug for me.
It's so cool to be like, I'm getting a fire dinner tonight.
Or it's like, or I'm gonna just buy all this fake designer shit from China.
Hey, yeah.
Which is like a whole other ordeal. Is like
Or I balled out on my dog for Christmas. You know?
yeah,
what I mean?
dude, it's just like how, because like now you have all this extra money, and instead of just being like a normal person, you're like, oh wait, how do
Dude,
I go get this other
like
fucking thing?
If you have $100 extra, you're like, I'm so fucking rich right now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, you just like, I can go hood rich like
Yeah.
so fast, especially because it's like I get paid every week now.
Yes.
And it's
yes.
just like direct deposit hits, and I'm just like, do
We
I need
good.
some fake Gucci sweatpants?
Yep.
Like,
Hell
just
yeah.
like, do I need some fake Balenciaga
Where do
shoes?
you get shit like that? How's that work?
This is this website called CM Fashion Buy.
Nice.
Fucking high quality shit.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm talking about drugs right now, but
Yeah,
like,
dude,
you know what I mean,
bro,
dude.
this
'cause-
is the guy.
Yeah, it's like
CM
it's like when you find that like perfect like weed plug. You're
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
like you gotta get your fake designer from here.
Yeah.
because it's so cheap, dude, and it's like stuff that like goes for like so much more money in real life.
Yeah, dude, you could fucking turn around and sell that bit.
I know,
sure, to, like, some person on
I
the
know,
internet.
I know.
My
My friend does that. I don't know if I can do it.
yeah, you're nice. See, like, I think
I just try not to like be dishonest. Like,
Like,
I could do it and like be like, yo, this is fake, and just
just
sell it for more.
but then you're not really gonna make the profit that you should.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be making like $400 extra dollars.
Exactly.
You know.
I want to do a smoke break after I say this, but basically, and we got to take a picture too, so I can send it to Zach so he can create the picture for us.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
You got an intern?
No, Zach's great. Zach's awesome. He's not an intern. He's better at all this than I am.
I know.
I wish.
Like,
I wish I had some like little fucking 18-year-old fresh-faced little bitch kid that I could like fucking tell him to go get us some coffees right now and like make him shoot this. Like, make him be the table.
yo, can you color correct this?
Dude, that would
Like,
be so fucking funny to make someone handheld this entire
you just have
thing.
to like edit it and
You
cut
can't
it.
move.
Like,
You can't move, dude. If like the camera moves, I'm like, you're fucking fired, dude. But
no college credit for you.
like, I'm not saying that like I'm a high level sociopath, but like, let's be real here for a second. Like, I do my like think about it. You know what I mean? Like, this is all pretty, pretty weird. And I'm an only child. Like, I don't like. There's a saying that like therapy, you can't give therapy to a sociopath, like a real one.
Yeah, yeah.
And like with people like me, when you're like ready to stop doing something, you just stop doing. Like, you know what I mean? And like, if I were to get into the program and stuff, it like I've done that. You know what I mean?
You're in.
It makes me think about, like, you know what I mean, in a non-healthy way.
Yeah.
And it makes me like resentful for having to go. You know what I mean? It's not healthy because nothing's for everyone.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I suggest doing it the way you do it.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's a fucking sociopath.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, when I went to rehab, you have your main therapist, you have multiple therapists. They all told my parents, like,
he doesn't have feelings.
we have we have nothing. Like, I'm not lying right now. Like, I'm being 1,000% on it. I don't even know if I've ever said this. They were like, there's nothing we can do. Like, we can't figure out, like, why. It's just, like, his own thing. You know what I mean? Like, he's just, like, we can't get through to him. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where, like, that's not that many fucking people, though. You know what I mean? Like, really. There's a lot of people who think they're sociopaths or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, like, to really, like, go through a diagnosis and, like, have them tell people who want to take money from your parents. They want you to do another 30 days. And for them to say there's honestly, like, really nothing
we can do.
Because,
like, we don't even want to milk your insurance because you're literally just, like, keeping a bed here.
We weren't doing the insurance. That's what it was. Even worse. Yeah. It was just $5,500 cash for 30 days.
Damn, that's...
Yeah. So...
Man.
Basically, it's just like...
Wow.
Everybody, YouTube, if you're watching and you're high as fuck right now in your drug state, you know...
Welcome.
I hope you're enjoying. Tomorrow morning, go to rehab. Do it. If you've never been, you know what I mean? If you've been, do it. And... Then, because I think a lot of people make the excuse of, oh, I'm a sociopath, but I guarantee
I met a sociopath in rehab. He's still clean. Like,
exactly. Like, dude, because it's such a, like, self thing of, like I am so, like, you realize, like, oh, I am much happier.
Yeah.
I think the problem with other times that I've quit doing it is I wasn't happier.
Yeah, you're just like,
you know, like
you're
my
like
life,
white knuckling it. You're just like,
exactly.
You just like there's nothing improving on the outside.
Exactly. Like, I remember every other time I've quit, like, every day, dude, on my way home from work, I would be like, fuck, it'd be so awesome to go now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not saying I never think that, but, like, it really is rare. And literally the first thing, like, it's never been like this where the first thing that happens, like, I think that, and it's like, but, like, is it even worth it? You know what I mean? Like, it's not even that good. That's the real problem.
That's like the fucked up thing.
Yeah.
Like
that's what it really
and
is.
Like, I feel like everyone calls it, like, there's a moment when you're, like, in that shit so deep that you're just like, wow, the drugs don't work anymore.
It's not even that good.
It just doesn't even work anymore. Like, there was a time where it was really fun, and then there's just,
it
like,
worked well.
and then there's just, like, this moment, like, across time where it's just like, oh God. Like,
this doesn't feel that good.
But I can't stop.
Exactly.
It's sick. Like, I don't want to do this, but I have to do it. And, like, that's, like, the worst feeling in the world.
See, like, another thing I don't suggest is stopping with, like, Subutex or something and getting on, like, a methadone.
Dude, no, yeah, maintenance is, like, a trap.
Exactly.
Like,
but I'm such a fucking sociopath that I could literally buy 3 subs, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm good. But
yeah. But there's a difference between doing, like, 3 subs and then, like,
getting a prescription of 90
being on fucking
for 3 months.
Maintenance for, like, 3 months.
That's the thing, dude. Is that's
10
the
years,
trap.
and then, like,
because you're not addicted to it once you can quit after the.
And then
you're literally getting yourself through sickness.
And then, like, you know, people, like, still fucking shoot dope on subs and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't fucking stop it.
1,000%, dude. People go to the fucking methadone clinic in the morning and get high that night.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Dude, like, I was at a, when I got out of treatment, they made me sign up for an IOP. I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, I love IOP.
IOP is like a fucking adult daycare joke.
Exactly.
Dude, it's so bad. Like,
that's why I love it.
Here's my thing. Don't go to IOP. Just go to rehab. Like, but like,
imagine this. Wait, were you okay when you went to rehab? Were you like not going home to your house? You were in a treatment center.
I went to a treatment center all the way in Ohio.
Okay, perfect. So your IOP was like you in your apartment room thing, doing nothing all day except for a class from like 10:30 to 12.
No.
Okay, talk me through.
Here's my IOP. So I go back to Philly. I'm living in the same place with my girlfriend because it's like not a dangerous place. So I didn't have to go to a halfway or anything like that. And it like until I get there, I realize that the IOP I'm at is just a methadone clinic with group therapy. And
Wow, dude.
I'm the only person
There's like drug dealers
not
in the
on
parking lot.
Like, yeah, I'm the only
Yeah.
person not on methadone.
You're like that white kid. You're
Yeah,
that young white boy.
I'm just like this white boy chilling in this like group therapy group where everyone's on their cell phones the whole time. Nothing's real. People are literally chilling with their headphones in. Like, it's not even like, because I've been through IOP before when I tried to just quit drinking, and that was like, you know, group therapy and it was real. This one was literally just a methadone clinic where they had like a therapist babysit you so that people could go get dosed. And I did it like the IOP for probably like 2 months, and then I was just like, wait a minute, I don't have to be here.
I'm out. This is dumb.
Like I literally went and I felt like I was breaking up with
I
somebody.
just forgot we were on a podcast right now.
Because we have this like, there was like this individual therapist, and then the group therapist. My individual therapist was just this like this lady that kept thinking she was like making these breakthroughs and just so
yeah.
intense.
She's
And you
so
can,
good.
when you know what I mean. She's like, yeah, I worked a program for like 9 months, and I'm about to have 20 years, and I'm like, that's cool. You seem still kind of insecure about yourself.
Yeah. Keep talking about it.
Yeah, and like
How great are you?
yeah, I basically told her, I was like, as soon as I get a job, I'm fucking out. And
I'm out of here.
So like, you know, I'm in there for like 2 months out of treatment, and I might have not even been 2 months, but I'm just like, they maybe drug tested me like one time.
Yeah. Dude,
And like,
I never got drug tested because I paid in
'Cause
cash.
yeah.
No insurance. They don't give a fuck about you, dude.
yeah, because liquid gold.
There's nothing to charge it to.
Yeah, and basically, I just like told her, I was like, yeah, I'm just
I don't like
I'm
this.
not coming
I
back.
don't feel this. You know?
I was just like, yeah, basically,
Yeah,
it was just
yeah.
like, well, I got a job. I know I said I was going to come here for 3 months, but I don't have any like court shit. Like, this isn't because of court shit. So you actually have no control, and I'm leaving. Like,
yeah. Like, I'm out. I can leave.
And she's like, oh, you can, okay, just come back next week. Make sure to grab your completion certificate. And I was like, yeah, sure. I never fucking care. Why
what?
would I fucking...
For what?
So I could be like, oh, look.
To give your
look,
probation officer,
yeah,
bitch?
like,
Like, I
look,
don't have one.
Look, I completed
I did
IOP at this methadone clinic, like, without taking methadone.
I'm the only person who went every day.
Yeah, I was the only person in my group not on methadone, which just made it 10 times funnier all
Yeah,
the time.
dude, that's hilarious.
Because everyone's just talking mad crazy talk all the time, and I'm just like,
It sucks how much funny shit comes out of all this.
dude, it was hilarious.
It's so funny.
One day,
So
get
funny.
this. So, speaking of like substitute teacher shit.
Yes.
So one day our counselor wasn't there, and
Okay.
we just watched Bad Grandpa.
Oh my god.
Like-
Dude, and first of all, like, methadone fucks you up. Like, those people are in there.
no,
fucked
they're all like
up.
falling asleep
Dude,
and
you are
shit.
fucked
And I'm
up.
just like walking in happy and shit. and
Like,
I'm-
that shit is supposed to last the rest of the day. Like, that first initial 2 hours, you are fucking faded, dude.
Dude,
they're in there.
they were
fucked
all
up
out of their
watching Bad
mind. They were
Grandpa.
out of their mind.
They're all
dude.
nodding out. Probably fucking people are smoking cigarettes inside. Probably not for real, but like, trust me, if you
Dude,
could,
could've.
if they could, they fucking would, dude. All right, momentum's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
good, but
smoke
we got to
break.
take a picture, send it to Zachy, press pause, be right back. Bada bing, bada boom. We are back, and we've had a beautiful discussion
Yeah.
on race. I gotta turn this light on. Sorry. Bing, bing, bing. Okay.
There it is.
So Hollywood in here, dude. Oh, so I want to get like, what's your, when I say rehab, what's the first thing that pops in your mind, story wise, of something that happened to you while you were there?
Fuck. Oh, okay. So there was this one guy, when I first got there. I think it was like right when I got out of detox.
How long did you detox for?
Like a week.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
God damn, that sucks.
Well, they put you on meds because
Yeah.
I was coming off of like the huge thing I was coming off of was like Xanax. So
And
it
that's
was, like,
so
you
dangerous?
so you have to like they really have to monitor this.
That's
shit
so
out of
dangerous.
you.
People
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah, like you can die.
Yeah,
So if you're
that's
like
the one.
So if you're like trying to come off alcohol or like Xanax, like definitely fucking go to like detox.
Yeah,
at
you
least.
can
Like, go to the hospital
Those are the two that you will die from.
because you will die and have a seizure.
Yeah.
So there was this one guy, an older guy, who was like hallucinating like a bunch, and he literally like jumped through the screen on the first floor of his like room because he thought it was a portal.
Holy shit.
Like, and
oh
like,
my god, dude.
there was like this other guy was roommates with him, and he was talking about how this guy was like literally like digging in the toilet trying to find his children, and like,
oh my god.
yeah, like
dude.
just like super wigged out.
That's so dark.
Yeah, and then there was this other guy, right? And this is just like, this was my first roommate, and it was the worst. He sucked, dude. He was just this dude with face tats.
It's so hard to get a good
It was just
roommate.
like this whiny dude with face tats, and
Yeah.
like he was just always on the phone. He like, as soon as he got there, he was trying to leave.
Yes.
So like,
Dude, there are people who will be in detox and they will leave
that day. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Like within 4 hours, and they got high that morning.
Yeah.
And they're like,
absolutely. I can't do this.
Like, I gotta
can't do
get high.
this.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But this guy, I called him Schittsburg because he was from Pittsburgh and he was just shitty.
Nice.
And he would just like, we'd be upstairs and we'd just be playing dominoes all the time. We'd playing bones, and like that was like the thing to do.
Yeah.
We was just playing dominoes.
Yeah,
and like,
I don't even know how to play dominoes.
dude, it's so much fun.
really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'll try it.
Dude, yeah, you need like 4 people, but it's like,
You need 4 people. Yeah.
it's a good game.
I remember playing like spades all the time and shit.
Yeah.
And it's weird. I'm sure like if I
Did
got
they,
in the middle.
they let you have a deck of cards?
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to have a deck of cards.
What?
Yeah.
For like gambling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
everyone would
We
probably
did-
be like gambling all their like
Yeah.
money and cigarettes.
We
and all
didn't
that
have
shit.
any like. You definitely weren't allowed to gamble. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but like,
Like they had people walking around and shit.
if we had it, we'd be gambling
Yeah,
like
I
in a
mean,
second.
I never even thought about that. Not one. I played a lot of spades. I don't remember anyone ever gambling. But it also was not like a gambling place. Like they didn't treat that. It was just drugs and
Well,
alcohol.
they don't treat it, but it's just like, I don't know.
That's
they're
so weird.
just
It
super
makes
like
sense,
careful.
though.
They're just super careful because like that is one of the ways people like act out.
Yeah.
When they're not doing drugs, is they'll just start
Yeah.
gambling all their money away and
Yeah.
shit because they won't stop.
What's your new thing? What are you obsessed with?
Dude, fucking fake designer shit.
Yeah, see,
Like,
everyone gets
that's
into
what it's
something,
like.
dude. It's so
But-
weird.
But this guy,
Yeah.
so I wanna
Portals.
touch on this. So we're not the Portals guy,
Okay.
Schittsburg.
Oh, Schittsburg. Okay,
So
yeah,
Schittsburg, right? He we're playing dominoes and he's on the phone. He's just always on the phone. Like as soon as like a lecture ends, he's like already upstairs.
Who's
like,
he
trying
talking
be
to?
on
You
the phone.
think?
Dude, who knew? Like
His mom. I need to get out
no,
of here.
because here's the story.
Okay.
He's like on the phone. He's always like yelling and shit, and like we're all just sitting there. And like he's just like, you'll get your cell phone back when I get my mother's ashes, and just hangs up the phone and just like walks away. And we're like, what the fuck just happened?
dude.
You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my god, dude.
dude, like people were weird.
Dude,
Like-
that's the thing. People are fucking weird. Like weird. And, like you don't get
And once
these
you get like
vibes.
locked in with
Oh,
these people, it's like a
dude.
whole other experience.
Like there's been so many different moments where I would be with somebody and I would just be like, I hate this. Like, and I never feel like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's there because you get around fucking weird people.
Yeah, dude.
Like weird fucking people, and it's just I went out Sunday night for my friend's birthday, and we were at this bar Dos Gatos. It's where he works and stuff. So
Okay.
like it was a great time. And
Oh,
was-
Dos Gatos. Yeah,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So the downtown one though.
Yeah.
Or St. Augustine.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Same thing though.
Yeah.
But downtown St. Augustine, not downtown Jacksonville. But anyways, there was like people were allowed to come in there from the street. You know what I mean? So there was like this kid in there who no one knew. He was like so blackout drunk. Like, you know, when you can just like the moment I got there at like 7:45. Like this kid's already blacked out. He's wearing a shirt that looked like as if it was a sexy Santa woman, but he was fat as fuck. And he was like, not like to say like, oh, he was gay, but like he must have been gay because he was literally like everywhere, like me and all my friends were. He'd be like looking at everybody, you know, and no one ever was talking about him. You know what I mean? And then finally he left, and everybody like looked at each other like, people have vibes that
Yeah.
like he took over a birthday party, dude, with his bad vibe. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
No,
Like it wasn't a gay vibe. It was
no, but
like
like
a
bars
creepy.
are just strange.
Like it was like a murder vibe. Like this guy
Yeah.
is gonna like follow one of us. It was so fucking weird, dude.
like I was in this place called the Poconos. I think it was called like Lake Harmony in like PA.
That's a very cool place.
no, it's not.
I've only heard cool things.
I mean,
about
it's
the
just like
Poconos.
I don't know. I'm from like a beachy place,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah,
going
yeah,
to a
yeah.
lake and shit. I'm just kind of not as about it.
It's not bougie to say you're going to the Poconos.
It depends on where you're going.
That's what I mean. There is a bougie part though,
Lake
right?
Harmony wasn't that.
Okay, all right.
But basically, we're going to this bar because it's like cousins' night for like my girlfriend's family and
Cousins' night,
where all the cousins like go out.
Oh,
and shit
okay. I thought
on,
you
like,
meant like
for like their family
fucking-
vacation, and we pull up to
yeah.
this like I think it's like the one bar there. There's like 2 bars, and I'm like, yo, we're gonna see some like toothless guy in here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I say that right before we go in there, and we walk in.
You're gonna see some like cousins' night shit. Like
Yeah,
you go
yeah,
to the bar
yeah,
with your
some weird
cousin.
shit.
Yeah.
And like we walk in, and like there's this toothless guy, and I'm wearing like a Gators like sweatshirt, and he's wearing like a Gators shirt,
Oh, you're friends now.
and he's just like, "Hey, what's going on, man?"
I hate her.
And I'm just like, and he's just like starts like, it's just like he like wants to be my best friend. He's like, "Oh, I used to hang out in downtown Gainesville,
Oh,
and
yes.
the women, oh my
Oh,
god,"
yeah, the women.
and he's just like. And just like making like the middle school like like and all this stuff.
Do that for the YouTuber. The
Like,
V, the
V,
finger V, the
finger
flying V,
Yeah,
dude.
like, and it's just like all of a sudden, like our entire like first like 30 minutes there is like, how do we avoid this guy now?
Dude,
Like,
that's the thing. Like, there is always at a bar that one person who's like, we gotta avoid him, and that's why I don't like going, dude. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like I'm so glad that
bars are sad, dude.
it is.
like
It's a
like
dude.
like,
There was a girl crying. She might be listening right now. Like, it wasn't mean. I ended up like, this is so weird. Everyone's having a great time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I honestly think this guy's creepy vibe overpowered the ability to look in this direction.
Yeah.
And that's where the girl was in relation to us. And she was all by herself just crying. You know? She wasn't like some like weird girl at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She looked like a normal, nice girl who probably like, I ended up finding out she goes to Flagler. But she's sitting there like bawling her eyes out, dude. And like no one's doing anything about it. People are like reaching around her. People are reaching around her and ordering drinks, dude. Like she's like fucking bawling her eyes out. And I was just like, hey, like what's going on? Like, why are you
You're the
crying?
one person who's just like
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
cares because everyone's like, that's not my
That's what she said.
responsibility.
She ends up telling me that like her like this is such like I think this is gonna be hard for us to like identify with. And I don't mean like this is such girl shit, but like it kind of is. She is friends with this guy who I'm telling her after she tells me this, I'm like, you just want to be with this guy because there's no way like you're really friends with him. So he has a girlfriend now, and like since he's gotten the girlfriend, they don't really like hang out, obviously, you know. And they work together, and she was like, why aren't we hanging out and all this stuff? And he's like, I have a girlfriend now, like we can't still be friends. So that is why she was crying.
Oh my god,
Dude, but like that's some bar shit. People get wasted and they start crying, or they're fucking creepy. It's like
Well,
that
and
doesn't
that's
exist at
that's
Target.
Like, that's like his choice too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if he's like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore because I have a girlfriend, then I'm just like, well, you probably don't want to be friends with that guy, because
Exactly.
like we were just talking about earlier, how you want to have friends that are girls and shit.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
and like if that guy doesn't feel comfortable like having more than one girl in his life, that's pretty sad.
Like
you
if
know?
you're a guy who, just because a girl is hot and cool, you should not want, like if you're the guy who like you got to fuck that girl, you are going to get so disconnected. Like when it comes time that you meet a girl that you could like be with, that you want to be
you
with,
have no
you have no
you
idea.
have no
dude.
idea how to like talk to like
You
any
need to have
women.
girlfriends
Like, yeah.
to hear their issues and what did they do wrong. Like I think the only reason that I could call myself a potentially good boyfriend now is because of all the things, one, that I've
So you
done.
have some kind of understanding.
Yeah, and hearing other girls talk about all the
All the
dumb
fucked up
shit.
shit, yeah.
Yeah. And it's all things that like when you listen to it and it's from another guy, you're like, oh, that's so ridiculous. But you do, if you can get to this, not like, oh, I'm so mature, but like if you can get mature enough to be like, oh, that's how I am. Instead of like listening to this girl just trying to be like, oh, he's such a dick, and then try to like get in good with her. Like when you're just friends with someone and you're listening.
You actually care.
Yeah, and you're like, holy shit, like that is some shit that I would have done. Like
Yeah.
if she was my girlfriend, I would have definitely done it the exact way that this kid did it. You know what I mean? And it makes you be like, damn, that's fucked up, because you never actually get the response to it. You're just shitty to your girlfriend, and then you guys make up, and you're like,
And you're just
whatever.
in this
You'll probably do it
terrible
again.
Cycle. You're in this terrible cycle, and there's
Yes.
there's no improvement. It's just like, oh, I'm always gonna be this way.
Yeah. So,
know?
dude, how'd you So you were hiding shit from your girlfriend, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I did that too. It's very hard. You got a keeper there.
Yeah.
She stuck with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're lucky.
Dude, I'm absolutely lucky because, like, I wouldn't have gone to treatment if she didn't catch me.
Right.
You know
How'd she catch you? You were just being an idiot.
I was just, like, that morning, I just, like, my nostrils looked like I had just, like, put, like, Fun Dip in them, like, basically.
Yeah.
And I didn't, like, do anything to, like, clear it up or anything. So I just looked.
Yeah.
And I slept till, like, fucking 2 in the afternoon.
Right.
And, like, she, like, took pictures on her phone and shit.
Oh.
She, like, went through my bag. She cared enough to, like, notice and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, from, like, that, I, like, was like, okay, I'll go to IOP or whatever. And I went to this IOP that she found then that, like, the next day or something. And then they're just like, yeah, no, you have to go to rehab. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, I don't want to.
And I'm just like, they're like, but you might die. And I'm just like, what? I might die?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm like, okay, I guess I'll, like, figure it out. And then I called my parents, obviously, and, like, let them know what was going on. And then
How'd they react to it?
They're fucking one shocked because obviously they don't live here. They didn't know how bad it was. They had known, like, I'd had a drinking problem before, but I wasn't drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then
how'd you go from drinking to drugging?
Drinking to drugging. That's a good question. I was just smoking weed for, like, a long time. I was just smoking weed
and not drinking, right?
Yeah.
So you're
So I wasn't, like, working a program. I went to IOP.
You're just not drinking.
And I just stopped drinking, and then I would, like, smoke weed sometimes, and then it just, like, eventually was like, hey, I'm back to...
You're constantly smoking weed.
And then I'm just, like, and then I'm, you know, exactly. I'm just, like, a Sublime cover band. Like, just that amount of weed. And then eventually I just, like, you know, started obsessing. You know, I just listened to I listened to a lot of, like, drugged out trap music, and I would start to obsess about, like, lean and shit.
Yeah, you just hear about it. It's so glamorized.
Yeah, and I would just like, well, I gotta find that. So I started buying, like, pints of lean. From pints of lean, you know, like, I had, like, done, like, pills in high school, but not like a thing like that. But not, like, progressively. Like, it was just like, oh, occasionally. Like, when I tried Xanax for the first time, I was like, this shit sucks, because I didn't have, like, anxiety. I was I was like, I just feel retarded. And, like, when I started, like, taking Xanax now with, like, actual, like, mental health issues, I was like, oh, this is this is it. So then I, like, went and, like, got a prescription, and I wasn't, like, abusing it right away, and then I started to, like, abuse it, and then it was just like I would stop for, like,
I could never get a prescription of anything ever and take it, like, one a day or whatever. I could never do that.
I just started.
I would never I could never do that.
Well, I just started, like, finessing doctors a bunch, and then like, you know, like, for lean, like, I can't count how many times I've gone.
You told me how to do it. I have never done it because I don't have health insurance. But, like, if I did, I would have.
I would do it all the time, and then with, like, the Xanax, like, it's like I would run out. Eventually, it would just be like, oh, I'd run out after, like, a couple days or like a week. And then I would try to stop for, like, a week or two, and then I'd, like, cave, and then I'd, like, pick up again, and then I'd be like, next month I won't do that. And then, like, it eventually just became the point where I was just like, this isn't, like, for one, the drugs weren't really working anymore.
Yeah, but what do you think it was that made you not do heroin? Because I offered it.
It was, like, for me, it was, like, the fear of,
because,
like,
you were, like, trying to get shit, and I was like, dude, not to be this guy, but I was like, I get it. This is actually good stuff. And, like, you didn't do it. And I remember thinking, like, what does he have that I don't? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it was just, like, I think that it's like the social acceptability thing where it's like, oh, if I'm doing heroin.
See, dude, I have, like, this only child thing where, like, I'm by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like what you're saying about that, like, no one would ever, to me, like, no one would ever even know. You know what I mean? So there's, like, that weird, like, that's how I thought about it. It was like, this is horrible, and if anyone found out, I would be so ashamed, but, like, there's no way I will ever let anyone find out.
I think it was,
and then obviously people find out because
I think
it
was that I was so convinced that I would was just teetering the line of being a drug addict, that I was still like socially acceptable in some kind of way, which was bullshit. But I believed it because I wasn't doing heroin. And it's like, if I'm not doing heroin and I'm doing prescription drugs, well, that's better. When it's not true, because 30s are just as fucking bad. All that shit is just as bad. But in my like denial, it was like, yo, as long as I don't do this, I'll be okay. Yeah. Which wasn't true. I was like getting new jobs every like month or two. Like I couldn't like hold down anything like as a job. Like,
what were you getting fired, or were you just quitting?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Like I was a valet. I got fired. I did this like in-person marketing job at like Home Depot's that was like soul sucking, that made me like want to die, and like I couldn't do it unless I was like really high. Dude, so like if I wasn't really like if I wasn't like on a bunch of Xanax, like I wouldn't sign anybody like up that day, and if I was on Xanax I could sign up like 4 or 5 people. And then like it just became this like really rough cycle, and I like just stopped going to that job, and like didn't tell my girlfriend, pretended to go to work, and would just get high.
Where would you go?
I would go.
Did she go to work?
I would go. She'd go to work, and then I'd just go to my old house where I used to live, and I'd apply for jobs.
Wait, how could you just go to an old house that you used to live? Who the fuck?
Because I had the key. Did
people live there?
Yeah, but
Are they your friends?
Yeah, they're friends.
Okay, totally different. Now I get it.
And like I was just like I just couldn't stay at that job.
Were they getting sick of you coming over?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't think it was a big deal because I used to live there. And
but like, were you coming over there and like crushing Roxy's on the fucking table, or were you like?
No.
You were coming over there under the guise that you were sober.
No, I was just coming over smoking weed.
Right.
And like.
But you weren't. They didn't know you were like doing pills and shit.
No, they knew I was doing pills.
Okay.
They definitely knew I was doing that.
Okay.
Like, there's no question.
Because I have like friends, like my friends that I went out with the other night. Like,
yeah,
I would never do drugs in front of them.
No,
you know what I mean?
I just I did drugs in front of them. I had like done some drugs like with some of them, but none of them were consistent drug users. I was the only one who was just like. Yeah. I'm a one man fucking
that was me
party,
too,
like, you know.
Yeah.
And
you always like getting fucked up. What do you guys want to do? Let's get fucked up.
But I would just like smoke a ton of weed. If I was gonna go do drugs, I would just go to this trap house.
You could just hang out there.
Yeah, I would just hang out there.
Wow. Okay.
Like, and it was like not in a safe place.
For sure.
And like I just didn't care, like at all. You know what I'm saying? I was just like really fucking high. Like all I cared about was like getting high, and I would do that shit there, or I would do it when like my girlfriend wasn't home, or maybe even just in another room.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
I would go to the bathroom,
exactly,
and smoke that shit with my girlfriend right there, dude.
Yeah, and it's just like, cause you don't see anything wrong with it as long as they don't know.
Exactly.
But it's like that's not true. Like, because you're being different, and it's like, you know, there's just times like, and maybe you experience this a little bit, the cracks start to show.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I started, instead of just like leaving it in my pocket and then just whatever, I would like hide it in the sole of my shoes or hide it in the alarm thing, because I knew that when I wasn't there, I knew she was looking for shit, because I knew that I was slipping. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How are you going to the bathroom this much? What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Why are you in there so long? It's just all this shit.
You just took a shit. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, I'm going to go on a walk.
Or like, what the fuck is that? Yeah.
Like, I never go on.
I do have Daisy, though, so that was a pretty good one. I'd be like, dude, once I got to the point where, like, I'm also when I was dating the girl who didn't know, it was Danielle, whatever. Why would I be afraid to say her name? She didn't know, so she's not fucking accountable. Like, when she started to like get onto, you know, because she knew that like I'd done it before. Yeah. So she was always asking me like, you know, like what the fuck, like, you know. So I would take Daisy, but she worked at nights all the time, and I worked during the day, so we never saw each other, and we were broken up, you know. So
yeah,
like,
you were just living with her.
Yeah. So like, I would take Daisy for walks, and I would be at the dog park, sitting there like. Just pulling out dope, putting it on tinfoil,
and just freebasing it.
Like I had like a fence that was like 3 feet high, and I would get in the corner in like the darkest area and like kneel down because there's like wind and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
doing, dude?
And you're just like, how did this happen?
Yeah, when did I start doing this?
Because like with you, I'm sure you didn't just like start doing heroin one day.
Fuck no.
Like
I
what
mean,
happened?
I was doing pills forever, and me and Daisy's mother were living together. It was my first ever apartment, other than like living in Delray and shit.
Yeah.
So I sold weed, and I knew a bunch of kids in the neighborhood, and one kid I knew he could get Roxy's and stuff, and we used to get pills every day, and like I had like a 3-day, basically I had like a 3-day weekend or something, to where I got off work and we were trying to find pills. We couldn't find it. Next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. Like we feel like shit, and a light bulb goes off, and it's like, oh, hit up that fucking kid Alex. You know, like he would buy weed for me all the time, and like he would always. But his thing, it was too expensive. His Roxy's were like $40 or whatever.
That's fucking
right. So, but I was like, I'm desperate, you know.
Yeah.
So I hit him up. I was like, hey, can you get any Roxy's? And he's like, I'm actually about to go get some. This is at like probably 3:15 by now. Like, you know. He's like, I'm about to go right now. Just like basically where he lived, I had to walk across the dog park and then a little bit farther to get there. So he was just like, meet me at the other side of the dog park. That's where I'm getting picked up. So the kid that comes to pick him up is this kid that I know from high school, who's like a quote unquote good kid. So anything
who's
that
like now a fucking dope dealer.
I don't know.
Like,
no. He's driving us to go get it. So
what?
And these are $30 Roxy's this time. Okay. So I'm in the car with them. This kid, I know him. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Before all this. So I think, you know what I mean? So I'm like, my camera got fucked up. Sorry. I'm like, he's a good kid. Whatever, like, he wouldn't, you know, whatever. But I'm not thinking about heroin at all at this point. Like, we're just getting Roxy's. So we go right up the street, you know, where all the shitty, like, prostitute motels are.
Yeah.
Right. So we go there, and we park outside of one. Now it's like 3:45 in the morning, dude. It's sketchy as fuck, you know? I've been told to stay away from this area my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, my dad's been...
in Jacksonville.
Yeah, my dad's been telling me, like, do not go there. Don't fucking go there.
Like Phillips Highway?
No, dude, Bay Meadows in 95.
Oh, yeah.
Back in there behind Denny's and all that.
Yeah.
So, we're there, and I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, this is literally, like, my dad's right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally going exactly where my dad said never to go to get drugs. Like, that's crazy. So, I'm thinking all that, and then I hear, like, loud, like, a door slam.
Yeah.
And then he comes around the corner, and he's, like, walking really fast, and he comes back. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. He didn't have any Roxy's. But, and I told him, I was like, he's not going to want dope. Like, you told me you had Roxy's, like, he's there. And he's like, man, you're either going to take this dope or not. And it was $40 worth of dope, which I'm sure is not true. You know what I mean? Like,
especially if you don't know.
Right. It was probably $20 worth in 2 different bags. So, which it was in tinfoil. So I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that. I didn't even say that, actually. I said, I'm not shooting anything up. No thanks.
He's like, you don't have to do that.
Exactly. They started laughing. They're like, dude, you don't have to do that. And I've never seen it. You know what I mean? I'm not,
yeah, you're like...
I saw it one time from that Alex kid because he was actually had like an 8-ball or something that he was selling when I went over there to sell him weed. And I was like, oh, dude, I used to do blow all the time. And he's like, this isn't blow. This is fucking heroin. And I was like, oh, shit. So I'm looking at it. I was like, but I barely... And it looked all like rocked up though. You know, so I wasn't like thinking about the powder of it. So they're like, you know, this is, you don't have to do that. Like, you can fucking snort it if you want. You can smoke it and all this stuff. And I was like, what? So I open it up and I look at it and it's just fucking powder, obviously, you know? And I'm like, okay, hold on, give it to me. So like I'll take it. So I take it and I call Daisy's mother and I'm like, you're going to be super pissed, but fucking, you know, this is what we have. And she's mad as fuck at me. And like,
dude, I bet
this is when The Wolf of Wall Street just came out on Redbox. So like,
oh god,
we've been waiting to get fucked up and watch this movie, you know? So I'm like, whatever, I'm coming home. Like, I'm going to do it. You can do it if you want. Now we're in this huge fight, you know?
Yeah.
So I get there, my door's locked. Like, Daisy's in that room. And I'm like, whatever, are you doing it or not? Basically, long story short, I ended up doing it. Knock on the door. And I'm like, look, like, you should do this. Like, I feel so good right now. And she came out and we did it. And we watched fucking... Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Great time. Bought more later. Didn't do it for like another 6 months. And then the same kid that got me into pills and stuff. I move off of 210. No one from Mannon's around there. Just by chance, he also just moves off 210.
Oh my god.
He sees that I post in Cimarron playing golf with my new roommates, you know, and he's like, "Oh, dude, y'all live over here now? Come over." I hit him up, and I'm like, "Let's get some Roxy's," you know, and he's like, "I can't get Roxy's, dude, but I can get dope right now." And I'd already done it, and I was like, "Okay, let's go." And then it just became every weekend I would do it with him, and then finally, this kid lived down the street. Like, he lived in Joynton Creek. It wasn't like this, we're going to 8th Street and all this bullshit. It was like literally right down the street. It was on my way home. It was
it's
perfect.
everywhere.
He didn't have a car. He would need rides. So what got me was he didn't have the car. And I was getting middleman always. With drugs, you're always never going to meet the source because they want to get able to skim some off the top.
Yeah.
So finally one day we drive there. The kid comes up to the car and he's like, "Dude, you need to take my number." He's like, "I'll give you like a free bag for a ride and all this shit." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Okay." And then it was literally, he didn't have a car. He needed to do this every day. So on my way home from work.
Now you're like the dope man chauffeur.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Which is already like a huge risk, but you're just like, but.
Yeah, you're not even considering that.
No, because like, it's just like, no, but I need this.
And it's not like, and he's also someone who would probably pick up at most like a gram. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not picking up a shitload. Maybe he's picking up half a
Still
gram.
felony?
Like, oh, yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
what in your mind, you're thinking nothing of it. Like, you're just oh, whatever. It's fucking, it's so weird, dude. I don't know. It's so much better to talk to you now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that like, but I remember thinking like, I want to say something to you when we were together last time, but I am
you
not.
Were already in your deep ass shit.
I was like, who am I to fucking say anything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I just offered.
And it's easier to see what's going on with someone else than what's going on with yourself.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look on the outside and be like, yo, you really need some fucking help. Yeah. But like, that's like the easiest way that we like to like discredit ourselves as like drug addicts. Is just being like, well, I'm not homeless. I'm not this. But it's like, you don't have to fucking, like, here's the thing. We are allergic to drugs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, if we, like, at least for me personally, like with you, it's heroin. With me, it's like anything. Mm-hmm. It's like any fucking drug. I will, like, if I pick it up, I will get unmanageable. Like, I will, like, my life will fall apart. Yeah. Like, and everyone I talk to that relapses after, like, getting some time, it's like their life falls apart, like, so quick.
Yes,
and like
it gets worse and worse every relapse.
It's like it hits harder. Mm-hmm. It's not like, oh, you stop and like all of a sudden, like, you know, you're gonna like slowly get back to that terrible place. It's like, no, it's like it's just as bad, if not worse. And
it gets worse every time.
Yeah,
for sure. For
sure. I would never like to know what that feels like.
It gets worse and worse every time. I've been like stopping and starting for like 5 years, and it gets worse and worse every time. For people, do you have any like friends of yours like die from treatment? Dude, in the first night I was there, I got my lip pierced. I've told that story, I'm sure. 9 kids were in the room. Only me and one person are alive.
Yeah.
And like, dude, it's like I know at least in the past 4 years upwards of 30 lowball 20 people who have died specifically from overdoses of fentanyl.
Yeah.
Not other. I know a bunch of people have died from maybe cocaine, whatever, but I'm talking specifically fentanyl.
It's all fentanyl. Yeah. Like, dude, like, a lot of people have died, but the one that like fucked me up the most was my very last roommate. We were good friends. It was like, oh shit, we're roommates now. Like, towards the end, and it was like, oh, this is cool. And like, he like even like snuck a letter like in my bag for when I left.
Oh, cool.
And it's just always sitting on my desk, and it's like it's just like there to remind me.
It's fucking heavy.
Because I'm just like, dude, that guy's dead.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just so heavy for you. Yeah, it's like, I was like, that could be me any day, because I'm not like disillusioned that if I start doing drugs again, I'm gonna do heroin. Like,
for sure,
if I pick up drugs again, heroin's happening, because like all the disillusion's broken. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's like, I've met people that never smoked crack before, and then they relapse, and then they're fucking blowing down fucking stems. Yo. Dude,
you know what? That's how you said like with me it's heroin. You're so right, because like when you're, you know, you have people, heroin and crack go together like fucking peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, dude.
And like that I would always be like in a car with someone waiting for it, and like they would have crack or something, and I've obviously done it, and I've never liked it. Is it like I've obviously in the moment I do it, and I'm like, oh, okay, but like I've never, like, perfect example. You do it with them, and then they're like, oh, well, he has crack too. Do you want some? I'm always like, fuck no. Like, it's so weird. That's what I mean about like the sociopathic me of like, I'm so weird about things. Now, I could never just do heroin again. I mean, obviously I could, but it's not like,
no, but if
it wouldn't be a good thing.
But if you do,
it's
your
over.
life's going to fucking fall apart.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I
like,
think the next,
it's like
how it gets worse, like how you would start doing heroin
like
next.
you would start shooting. You would start shooting up. Like, that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
Like, I would start snorting heroin, maybe smoking it. You would definitely shoot up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's so
like,
scary, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Have a sore arm all the time.
Yeah, dude. It's like, isn't that fucked up? Because it's just like, yo, it's like, it's progressive, incurable, and fatal. It's just like,
it's fucked up.
Because it's just like, damn, like, it's always like, there's this disease in our heads, right? Mm-hmm. That's just like, yo, if you fuck up, I'm waiting for you.
Yes, I'm right there.
Like, I'm waiting for you. Mm-hmm. And that's like, that's so scary.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing about, like, if you can just like not fucking pick up today and shit, you'll be okay.
Literally.
Like,
and
it's
just
like,
do it again tomorrow.
Like,
when
this
you're
one
there.
concept is like, you know, there's all these fucking slogans and shit they use, and some of them you're like, that's cheesy. Mm-hmm. But like, one I do like, which is, it's like, it's so useful, and sometimes where you're just like, you're in situations where you're around it, because like, eventually you're gonna life happens. You're gonna be around your family drinking. You might be at a concert, like whatever the fuck it is. Like, I play music.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be around it sometimes, and it's just like, if you don't pick up, you won't get high.
Exactly.
And that's like such a crazy concept where it's just like, if I literally don't touch it, I'll be okay.
Yeah,
like,
you're not gonna get secondhand.
Because it's like, and like, oh my god, and dude, I had like
in a weird, when you're around it, you kind of do feel high.
No, it's crazy. I had a really weird experience like that where I went to a vape shop and I was in there for like 30 seconds, you know, just trying to like buy a cartridge, and it just reeked of fucking weed in there, and like it was cloudy, and like I walked out and I felt like my perception had slightly changed, and it was just like I just felt so terrible about it, even though it was probably just my brain like fucking with me, because it's like I didn't do anything. But I like, for that whole day I couldn't like shake that feeling of just feeling terrible. You know, and then it went away. But it was like, it was that feeling of like, damn, yo, like I actually like feel different for the first time in a long time, and I don't like it. You know, because like, it's just like, I don't know, I don't want my perception to be changed or anything like that anymore. I don't, like, I used to, like, that was like the huge addiction for me, was like, I just want to feel different and see things different. You know,
exactly. It was like this experiment thing. Of like,
where it's just like
I should be doing this, because like it'll make me a more well-rounded person.
I will see the world differently, and
like I'll be so much more
open.
wiser.
Like, and like, that's the thing, is like, I don't regret doing any of the shit, because it's like, I wouldn't be here feeling this good now.
Exactly.
And it's like, I'm just really glad that like I did all these hallucinogens in high school.
Now that it's all cool.
Well, it's just like, now that I have done it before, I don't have to have any like reservations about it, where it's just like, I never did that. You know what I mean?
I got that over with.
You know, it's like, it's not like, oh, I don't know what that's like, you know, because like, it's just so easy for people, especially when they try to get clean young. It's just like, oh damn, like, but I haven't done this and done that. But I grew up in Jacksonville, so I've done everything.
It's
you know,
it's there.
And that's the thing, is like, we talk about like, you know, I've never done heroin or like crack or anything, but like, here's the thing, there's so many press pills out there and like shit cut with shit. I've definitely done every drug under the sun without knowing it.
For sure, dude.
You know what I mean? So like,
it's in your hair, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's I can never be the president.
It's in your hair, man.
I can never get the presidential.
Well, let's go. I'm gonna go pick up some dope. Let's wrap this thing up.
All right.
But where do you want? Just plug yourself real quick.
Okay.
You know, what do you got coming up? Whatever.
So today, December 26th, I'm doing, for the third year in a row, I'm doing a show at Shantytown. It's going to be a lot of fucking fun. Come out. It's $5. We got my homie Joke Puttick doing stand-up. My homie Blunt Guts doing some DJ stuff. We got my homie
Blunt Guts, that's fire.
Lord of Dem Gods
Nice.
doing some rap shit. And then we got my homie Robert, who's got a project called Conjure that's really sick,
Nice.
doing an acoustic set.
Oh, sick, dude. I love the it's so eclectic,
Like
everything
eclectic
you do.
night. Yeah, I love events like that because then it feels like a full like experience. And then I'm doing my new project that I haven't put out yet called Beautiful Mess, and like it's very different. It's not really a rap project. It's like very more guitar driven.
Fuck yeah, Tyler.
And, like singing driven. Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. And Dylan.
Tyler's great.
Dylan plays
Dylan's
on
great
it too.
Yeah.
They both play on it, and
They're
it's-
both good.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I'm excited for that project to be done and to put that out. But if you come to Shantytown tonight, you will hear those songs before most people do.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You got them finished, ready to drop? Or are you like working on them through the live process too?
They're very close to finish. Very close, but not done.
I get it.
Not done.
You could always do something more. You know, that's the problem. It's
I
like,
know,
when do you stop?
but then you start like chipping away at something, and you start
then you ruin it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I worry about all the time because it's just like you're like, oh, but what about this idea? And then you're like, this idea is not a good idea.
Yeah, all those big statues that have the really little penises on them. It's because they were like, I can't go back now. Like
I saw those posts. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane. That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
There's a post about it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Any thought? Okay, the one thought that I found that I put on Google was the creepy crawler genome, and there was nothing that popped up for it. You cannot find the creepy crawler genome if you Google it, which is obviously nothing. But like, I thought I just made that up, that joke, and it's already a fucking.
It's like an article.
Let's get out of here. This is it. Let's talk about things that we can actually talk about now that we're off the mic. I'm just kidding. Thank you very much. Fun time.
Thank you.
Christmas with Mikie.
Thank you.
Year 2.
See
Can't
you
wait
next
for year
year.
3. Yeah.
See you next year.
See you next year. Love you guys.
I've noticed that there really never seems to be enough time, period. And when I see my kids growing up, their childhood is flying by, and how Zoe is already grown and that childhood is done, and that's time that you never get back.
That is time that you never get back, everybody. Those were very special ending words of wisdom. That is Lisa Bonnet on motherhood. And I just played that with postponing the Bluff God beat till now instead of letting it come in the middle how I normally do, or really at the end, because, I mean, how awesome did that just come in right there? But I postponed it because, you know, I'll talk a little bit lower, but I postponed it just because I wanted everyone to take that in. Like, I don't have my mom here for the holidays. A bunch of us don't have somebody, you know what I mean? It's somebody who misses my mom, and this is the best Christmas I've had since my mom passed away. I just want everyone who does have their parents there and who hasn't lost something and they don't understand how awesome this time of the year is when it's complete and whole. I don't know what I'm saying, but appreciate it, you know? For those who have it, appreciate it. You are very lucky. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much, Mikie Mayo, for being such a great guest. I love you, dude. Hope you have a safe trip back to Philly. You can go see his show tonight. That is this evening, December the 26th. It's Shantytown. It is post-Christmas depression. Go check him out. I love the dude. He's awesome. We had a great conversation. We hung out after. You know, I literally ended it so we could hang out because I don't want him to just come over and podcast. He's my friend. I want to do more than just podcast with this kid. I want to be friends with him forever, and we will be talking to him every Christmas for the rest of forever. So thank you very much for listening. I don't really have much more to say. I am going to put, for the YouTube people, this is going to be basically just, I videotaped Christmas over at my dad's, and it was also my step-grandfather's birthday, so you'll get to see a bunch of shots of that, a bunch of dogs. I zoom into all their faces, all that funny little shit, you know what I mean? But I don't really have much else to say. Happy fucking holidays. I believe Kwanzaa just started. That's what Mikie said in the smoke break video that is also available on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. Everything's going great here in the Couch Talk universe. Shout out Zach for helping. Shout out Bluff God for making these beautiful instrumentals for us. And go check him out. It is bluffgod.com. And, you know, buy something from him if you're a musician. Work with him. The man's a beast. That's all. I love you. Happy holidays. Mwah. I'm kidding with the kisses. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put in this. I'm gonna put in this song. It's called Levo by Illy, or it's called Illy by Levo. I don't know, but we've used it a million times. It's from the Young Pope. Shout out Dean. Him and Zach used to have a podcast called The Relatables together. I actually hung out with Dean on Sunday, and we had a great conversation. I talked to him more than any other person basically that whole night. So he's the one. The reason I'm mentioning him, he came over and did a podcast, and I was talking about, like, dude, because me and him both watched The Young Pope, and we loved it, and I was like, dude, I cannot find that fucking song. And he was like, oh, I already got it. I know exactly what it is. Pull it up on his Apple Music, and I instantly converted it into an MP3 file and play it on my podcast since then. Here it is. Enjoy watching how my Christmas went through the eyes of the camera that was in my hands. I love you very much, and seriously, happy holidays. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you.
You